Hello everyone, and welcome to this new video tutorial for Maverick Render. This time we will explore a creative way to present a beverage can in a marketing-oriented fashion. We will use this fantastic work that Chad Gowey did for Stemma. These are the textures and designs that we will use in Maverick. A link to these can be found in the description box below. In Maverick we readied up this model of a can and placed one of the textures with a cylindrical sticker. Say that we're tasked with the creation of a marketing image to sell the product. Let's create a multi-clone modifier and drop it on the model. The intention is to create a box frame with cans to then use another multi-clone to present the front and back sides of the subject. To create the box frame we will use the hollow roll-up. Keep in mind that for the frame to be complete along the Z-axis you must increase the instances count on the lower end as well. Now we want to tumble the cans in the box frame. To this end we will rotate them 90 degrees directly in the object options here. This is roughly our original idea, but let's remove now some of the instances on one axis. Let's also decrease the hollow count to have a smaller frame. This led us to an original structure we can place our subject into. Let's create a new multi-clone and configure it so we end up with two C cans. Let's adjust the per axis counts like so. We want to toggle the overlap option so the array overrides the source object. Now all we need to do is move the array inside the frame. We will make sure it ends up centered. Let's choose a viewpoint we like and keep on adjusting the cans. Let's save the viewpoint into a new camera. And work on the scene a little bit more. We will configure some random rotation to the first multi-clone modifier for irregularity to increase realism. If we use a high angle value the result is a bit more chaotic than we want, so we will stick to low angle values. In the second multi-clone we will rotate the second column only. For this we will enable the zipper option. Zipper shifts items, so we must compensate for this with a negative offset, for the second can to stay in place. Now we can rotate the shifted column 180 degrees. We will need to manually rotate the cans a little bit so they face the camera the way we want. We can do this from the object rotation controls, and then we will need to counter-adjust the zipper rotation. We may also want to separate both columns from each other a little bit. To this end we must disable the stack option and set the separation manually. These are our multi-clones configured. Now we will enable depth of field and lock it to the central cans, which are the main subject. Now that the models and the camera are all ready, let's take a quick refresher on lighting, which is for sure one of Maverick's strongest points. Let's extend the Ambience Composer panel to work with it more comfortably. Let's drop some lights from the lighting directory in the library. Let's place the first gradient in the backside of the scene, and move and scale it to our liking. Now let's change the light's hue to magenta to coherently match the main color of the can labels. Let's now add a light to the left and scale it up until the reflection is apparent. Let's now drop a box-type gradient light for the opposite side. We won't pay attention to the intensities for now, since we will use Light Mixer when we're done. Last, we will add on the top a circular gradient light. We will now enable Light Mixer and toggle off all the light sources. And now we will turn them on one by one, starting by the IBL, adjusting powers and hue smoothly. When everything looks the way we want, we will consolidate our changes to the scene. We may want to do some final tone mapping touch-ups, and enable glare and bloom to have our render complete. The final version of this scene has been added to the samples that come pre-installed with Maverick Studio for you to play with. This is all for now. See you in the next video. Have fun rendering with Maverick.